Okay, so it seems like we have a new news article written by a JP publication. Obviously, GameSpark wrote a piece on WuWa, and it talks about its popularity in Japan, mentions obviously Mel Rover's JP's hardcore gameplay, the community-driven growth, and obviously the chameleon mascot, which we all know and love, the kind of infamous one, which is right here on the screen. And yeah, this came out over on GameSpark. This is all translated through, obviously, the website Translate. So again, obviously, sorry if some of this is pretty poorly translated, but essentially they say Narashio's challenges to evolve and differentiate management-based games, community-driven growth. And obviously, yeah, if you don't know Narashio, obviously they're referring to Wuthering Waves in that sense. They say, in recent years, the number of operational games available on multiple platforms has been steadily increasing, with a number of major titles such as As You're Familiar, Arknights Enfield, and I'm guessing that means Ananta on the horizon. It is expected that competition will become increasingly fierce to free-to-play games in the field, regardless of genre. Which, yeah, 100% true. You know, there's a ton of really big games coming out soon, which is definitely going to shake up the gacha space, I think. You know, as they said here, As You're Familiar, very, very excited for that one. Arknights Enfield, we played the beta. That absolutely blew me away of how much I actually got involved into that. With the whole factory building system, I really, really loved that. And obviously Ananta, I mean, we've talked about Ananta quite a bit on this channel. It looks great, and yeah, it's going to provide a lot of competition. Obviously, they put some of their reports on that, but they say for users, these games are also a kind of community tool that allows them to easily get started because they are free and compatible with a wide range of hardware. They say furthermore, the fluid style of disseminating game information has become a kind of common language in these social media communities, providing a constant source of topics for discussion across generations over the long term. They say, this time as a game writer and a player of managed games, I'll focus on the user community and its culture, focusing on Narashio, which I am currently playing. Say the formatting brought about by Hoyoverse and the influence of Genshin Impact. So obviously, they go ahead and talk about, they say there are monthly, regular monthly updates, announcements of upcoming characters on the official social media page, and fan-made memes that are becoming popular among users. These are also strengths, characteristics, or cultures that management-based games possess, and the presence of well-known creators and influencers in the area can also be a powerful trigger for content to spontaneously gain popularity, which is 100% true. I mean, a lot of creators, you know, you do have the obviously hype behind whether like a kind of game releasing a big update or a big live stream, right? Or Wuthering Waves or Genshin Impact, it doesn't really matter who it is, right? But again, you also have that kind of made popularity from these creators. You know, creators create drama, creators create different kind of content, like animations and things that pop off, and people talk about it in the community. Not just the game itself. The game doesn't have to do all the heavy lifting. Creators can also create their own kind of hype and popularity surrounding other stuff going on in the community, which I think is great. And they say having these established factors was the key success factors and formalized them in the way that Hoyoverse was. Needless to say, a black ship for game companies, I'm assuming they mean flagship, for game companies primarily focused on operational games. The company's Genshin Impact is a representative work that is often compared to the style of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which 100% is true. So however, while being heavily influenced by classic works, the game is cultivated and infused with the company's own unique style, cultivated through Honkai Impact 3rd, and has now grown into a management type game that can be considered a milestone in anime style open worlds, which, yeah, obviously Genshin Impact paved the way for a lot of open world games and a lot of like as in gacha games, not normal games, but open world gacha games, right? They definitely did start a big trend, right? And Wuthering Waves is one of them which have followed suit, you know. For example, we see Narashio takes on unique challenges with the power of its community. They say among these, Kuro Games Narashio aims to create a user community that follows the success factors of Hoyoverse while successfully distinguishing itself significantly from its reference game Genshin Impact in terms of gameplay and worldview. The emphasis is particularly on gameplay, and the game design has gained a certain level of popularity as it combines the exhilaration of an action game with the fun of honing player skills, which, yeah, I mean, 100% true. Obviously, Wuthering Waves have done the kind of twist on the Genshin Impact kind of genre and made it, in my opinion, even better, but obviously some people would agree that they prefer Genshin Impact and stuff. It's all up to you, really. But they have definitely changed it to the point where they have something new on their hands, you know? Then additionally, the deep dedication of the voice actors who play the main characters in Genshin Impact was widely recognized by users and was one of the reasons why it was loved in Japan. This is because the voice actors have to spend time on the game, so a major hurdle stands in the way. Does the game have the quality to captivate the voice actors? And they say, in terms of creating a user community, it's an opportunity to successfully incorporate the cast fans into the game, and it may be possible to create a strong foundation for a community culture like Genshin Impact, however the hurdles are high. However, recently, Naoshio is also starting to show this trend. I mean, I think the community for Wuthering Waves is really good in general. Obviously, this is covering the JP community of it, so maybe the JP community isn't currently there, but over in the EN, I feel like there is a big community for Wuthering Waves. Maybe not as big as Genshin Impact, but still a very big one. Let's say this is because Toshiki Masuda, who plays the male protagonist Bleacher Male, which is obviously Rover, has become a frequent topic of conversation within the Naoshio community about his dedication to the game. Masuda posts on his social media accounts about his hardcore gameplay, challenging himself to play through high difficulty content and completing the vast number of achievements in the game. It's clear he is deeply involved in the work as a player, more than just an actor, which again is great. Obviously, this is a little Twitter clip of him obviously doing his kind of runs against holograms and stuff, which it's really great to see that there was a voice actor obviously doing that and getting very heavily involved in the game, not just to the sense of like playing it. Obviously, we've seen like Cartethia's voice actor and stuff playing the game, which is also really great to see. But it's great to see that like this voice actor is obviously so deep into it that they're learning how to do like holograms, building up their characters to the point where they can do them right, not just playing the story, which again is still great, but they're also like properly getting into the game and into the meat of a lot of the kind of stuff that you can do in terms of like end game and things. And obviously here you can see they've completed a lot of stuff in terms of achievements, which is absolutely crazy. It said, when I interviewed him for a previous interview in Animedia, he said, I roleplay Naoshio more than anywhere else in Japan, which left a strong impression on me. Even the editor-in-chief, who was also present at the interview, was also impressed that he said, I have to ask you to do a series about the game. I said, if he is passionate about the game, it's only natural that some Master fans will also start playing the game, which is 100% true. They said, in addition, Ibuki Chika, who plays the character Anko in the series, is also known to be a heavy Naoshio player who continues to actively promote the game. They say, as such, voice actor culture has taken root in its own way in Japan, and because it also has an influencer aspect, it is clear that it is contributing to the promotion and development of the community by involving both game users and voice actor fans. So yeah, as you can see here, I'm guessing, yeah, they're talking about Encore here. The Encore voice actor has also been pretty, heavily involved. As well as they're talking about the Mascot. They say the Mascot, based on the in-game character Tsubaki, which obviously Camellia, is a must-have. This Mascot first appeared at an offline event for Naoshio held in Korea and has gained a cult popularity, which is 100% true. We've seen a ton of the memes that have been going around about it. They say as soon as the Mascot appeared, the surrounding fans started to get excited and began taking pictures with their smartphone cameras. A crowd quickly formed, and every time the Mascot made an interesting move, the fans cheered. Yeah, obviously it is great to see that it is so popular. They say the Tsubaki Mascot is so popular with users that recently a variant based on the character design was created by the Korean official X. The newly created mascot is based on Augusta and Yuno, who appear in version 2.6, which, yeah, as you can see, they've made some other ones as that well there, which I think is really, really cool. Again, as well, they're talking about other stuff as well, saying it is truly a huge success from the merchandise collaboration with DLC for Stellar Blade called Goddess of Victory Nikkei. This was also made possible by the excitement within the community, which again, yeah, this is a very popular thing where you could like do the IRL gacha pulls, which I thought was really cool. But again, it seems like the game has been extremely popular over in Japan, and this article is great. Obviously, I think we've gone through pretty much most of it. They're just talking about the quality of the game and, how well they're doing in terms of like, yeah, high quality assets and supporting that kind of stuff. I think honestly, Wuthering Waves has been doing great at the moment, and I know we're in a bit of a soft patch at the moment in terms of like popularity, in terms of like just kind of engagement. I don't think it is as high as it has been, but I do think at the end of the day they have done a great job in terms of keeping up and yeah, just kind of doing what they do and kind of basing a lot of the stuff going from a Genshin Impact kind of model to creating what they have now alongside the community as well, who the community are absolutely great as well. I think that there's many great creations in there. Obviously, there's always the bad ones mixed in, but that's the same with literally any community, especially in the gacha space. So again, obviously, I do think it is great to see. And yeah, I think that Wuthering Waves has been doing absolutely excellent over in Japan, and hopefully we'll see more of it in the future. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.